Good morning, traders, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So starting off with Euro USD. Now, yesterday we were talking about that it looked like it may be just bouncing around in the middle. We had a bit of a triangle forming. I'll get to that on the hour. And we've actually had a break out of that triangle. So the trend for me is looking pretty much intact, and the trend I'm referring to is this long one here. And this lengthy consolidation is looking a little bit shaky for the bears. So we keep coming down the bottom of the range. We're heading to the top of the range right now. Until we break through the top of the range, I suppose we are still range bound. So let's just get down to the hour. There's a few things that have happened yesterday, and the very first thing that you can see is we have this let me just use a block here. We have this flat top triangle here, and it's kind of a messy flat top triangle, but nevertheless you can see we're having high low, high low, high low, high low, and the last couple of hours has been one-way traffic. Okay, we could also see this as a wedge forming inside a range, which is another reason why I don't like trading ranges, because if you look at that, that does look like it's a wedge setup, and obviously we need to break the wedge, but this would probably target the bottom of the range if it were to break down. Okay, so let's delete those. So for me, trend is up at the moment. The 8-hour trend, we are above the moving average. We tested it here in this triangle. Okay, so there's the triangle there. Okay, and we've broken up to the upside, and the measured move for this triangle break is pretty much something like that, which I would say targets this inside tail here at around 119.660. I'm going to just leave that in, delete the diagonals, come back to the hour, and yeah, that's kind of the view that I've got at the moment. I'm still a bit reluctant to trade this unless we're bouncing off the bottom here, or once we've broken through and retested and got a clear direction out of this range. But at the moment, it does look like it is one-way traffic to the upside. US dollar, Japanese yen. So a couple of things here. I've just adjusted the triangle. There was this trend line that we were holding, okay, which formed another triangle. We've broken through that. Okay, and we have this level of resistance or support, sorry, to come up, and if I just get it flat, it's going to be around 105.316. So that also is kind of bottom of range. So we're going to need to drop below these swing lows here. So preferably this one here, 105.183 is the low that I need price to fall below. But it does look like we may be getting some direction here for continuation to the downside. So I just want to go to the daily, and you'll see the trend is pretty much to the downside. It's the last couple of days that we've been hovering around the moving average, not really getting much direction. But that daily bar yesterday is quite significant if you look at it in relationship with the other days. But that being said, we've had some big down days in this consolidation which haven't materialized too much as well. So on the hour, what I would be looking for is, well, let's leave that level there because that is pretty critical, but I'd like to see a retest here. So if we can get a retest of 105.813 and we start rolling, then I would see us bouncing to the downside. This indecision here with these buyers stepping in here could be profit taking, or it could be the startup trying to push us up. So I don't want to be short down here. I'd rather be short higher up, and that's going to be 105.813, or alternatively we could come back into this zone here, okay, which is 105.916. Either way, those are clear areas of resistance, and there's another one a little bit higher up. So that's where my stop would be, above this area here, which is 106.005. 106 being a round number is also something that you can pay attention to, because it could very well come back, spike up there, test that, and then continue down. Pound USD. So still no real movement on the pound USD. Remember, we're looking for a bounce back to the upside. At the moment, we have lots of indecision, big up, big down, big tails, big confusion, bob wire. And I think if we just use a higher time frame, you'll not really there. Still, you can see the confusion here with these pin bars either side. Okay, looking at the hour, you'll see we are coming up to an area of resistance, but we have already tagged that. That's 128856. Move that up. I think that is the area. Actually, that little brook gap right there is the one that I'd look at. So we didn't quite get there. So this is the area I'm looking for, which is 129334. Tag that for another move to the downside. This is not a very strong setup in my view. We are back above the moving average again, and we're playing up and down below the moving average at the moment, although the trend is down on the hour. It's quite an aggressive downtrend. So what we should be doing is looking for opportunities to sell with the trend. Only once we get above, we're going to need to get above 131, 13050. We get above that, I want to see price come back, test it, and then start moving to the upside. So until then, this trend is down, and we should be looking to sell. And this is the area I'm looking for first. 129334. Failing that, let's adjust that. It's going to be somewhere in this zone here, which would be 129726. Stop above this area here of 130560. Okay, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, another one which is playing out pretty successfully. So you can see we had this wedge. It was a fake out to the downside of the wedge. Then we broke up, and look at these tails here. So we've come back to an area of support 108612, which also tests the wedge, and we've got a pretty solid confirmation bar. Only problem I've got with it is this level here of 108979. That level needs to go. You can see it is the moving average as well. We need to get above it and come back and test that area. I think that is the setup at the moment for me. So looking at the hour, you can see the bouncing around here. So it was a pretty good entry here, back to test this previous area of consolidation here. You look to the left, look at all that chaos here. Okay, we have bounced off it. So what I'd be looking for is get above this area. We do have a gap as well, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see that's the next profit taking area. Okay, this what we want to do is just use this level here. It is possible to come back down to 108796 and then bounce up from there. That is a possibility. I always get wary when we have a single bull bar like this, which is bigger than the other bars to the left. So normally it's either a sign of exhaustion. It normally happens with noise or data coming out. So yeah, so I prefer sort of this kind of stuff where it's scaled and small and controlled. These massive spikes up don't always materialize in a continuation up. Sometimes it just starts mucking around like this. So anyway, definitely want to see us get above this area. Okay, if we do pull back, is tempting for a long from 108796, and your stop risk to reward here is fairly good. It's a 310 odd point stop loss, which is not too bad. First target is going to be his area here. It's a 460 target. So yeah, I think pretty much range bound, but any pullback I think is worth buying, targeting the gap. Okay, British pound, Japanese yen. Nothing much going on here. We're still waiting for some kind of a bounce back up to the upside, and haven't seen it just yet. What we're looking for is to get short again, but what is transpiring here is we are range bound. Okay, so one of the ways to trade that, and where else have we got that range? Pound USD, no, it's not really a clear there. Japanese. So the Japanese yen against the pound is where it's fairly clear at the moment. We've had a strong move down, we've gone sideways. The trend is down, we're looking for a continuation to the downside. So you're either going to be shorting off the top of the range, or you're going to be shorting a break and retest below the range. Simple as that. So it's 135.475, break and retest there, or alternatively, you're looking to be short from 136.644. Okay, put this level in because your stop needs to be somewhere up here. Okay, just want to get to the daily. Just bear in mind we've got a very, very, very strong area of support here as well. Okay, so this was a fairly strong move to the upside. It could be a situation of a turning point here, but just looking at those two tails there, you can see we bounce up, sellers come in, bounce up, sellers come in. Okay, 2 days in a row that's happened. I think the probability is we are setting up to break through this area. Okay, so anyway, that's my view at the moment on that pair. And I would probably only take the range height as a target, as my first target. So something like that. Let's come to the 8 hour and just see if we do have some. We've got a pretty strong area of support right there. So that is 134.190. So that would be my target area. Just be warned, it does look a bit messy, so I'd prefer to be short higher up than trying to jump in down here. Okay, so Aussie dollar, US dollar is the next pair. And you can see the Aussie dollar is rallying against the US dollar at the moment. We have broken through this level here of 0.72978. Now what I'm looking for is pullbacks, retests of the breakout for continuation to the upside. So I've been speaking about this for a while here, shoulder, head, and we now have a 1, 2, 3 quadruple right shoulder at the moment. So I'd like to see us come back to this area. So 0.72978, come back to this area, get some bullish price action, and that is a long for me. And what we're looking for is pretty much, and you can see I'm deliberately ignoring the spikes above this level. Okay, so that's pretty much what I'm looking for, and I would go as far as adding this area in as my first target. Okay, so pull back to 0.72978, and then I'm looking for 0.73726 as my first target. Actually, I'm not even going to bother with a measured move. That is my target area. Okay, British pound, Aussie dollar, last pair. So again, you know, we have Brexit noise at the moment, bit of confusion here, tails to the downside, tails to the upside, which is basically giving us confusion, big up, big down, big confusion. If we come back to the 1 hour here, this is pretty similar to the pound USD, where we've got what looking to be a range setting up. So there is my range at the moment. I'm still favoring the shorts. This is a downward trend, so I'm definitely favoring the shorts, but you can see what normally happens. You have a controlled descent, then you have a massive acceleration, and then it becomes volatile. Okay, and then it's all over the place. So that's what's happening at the moment. So I'd like to see a bit of a pullback back up to structure, and at the moment the only structure is in the middle of this range right here at 176.156. So a pullback, retest of that, and as we start rolling, that's an entry short. Alternatively, it's a break of 175.481 and a pullback, retest, and then we get short there as well. If we do get above, I'm just going to do that. If we get above 177,185, to come back and test it, then I would say this trend is breaking and we'll be looking for a move back to the upside. Okay, so yeah, looking pretty interesting. I think the dollar is starting to pick up some steam. If we just get back to the euro dollar, so dollar is getting weakened at the moment, which is in line with what's happening on the indexes right now. So far, everything is going according to plan. Okay, anyway guys, hope it helps, and we will catch you later. Cheers for now.